back to another episode of Revealing Biblical Truth. Today's video is on the topic of the four horsemen of Revelation 6. I'm going to be bringing in some parallels from other scripture to bring some understanding on what these four horsemen are and prophetically what these things mean and when they will happen. If you look at Matthew chapter 24, you will see that the birth pangs of the tribulation correspond precisely to the opening of the first four seals of Revelation 6. Let's go to Revelation chapter 6 and start in verses 1 and 2. And I saw, when the Lamb had opened one of the seven seals, and I heard one of the four living creatures saying with a voice of thunder, Come. And I saw, and behold, a white horse. And he that sat thereon had a bow, and there was given unto him a crown. And he came forth conquering and to conquer. Now let's go to Matthew chapter 24, and read verses 3 through 5. And as he sat on the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man lead you astray, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Christ, and shall lead many astray. So here, the first horse of Revelation 6 has a bow and a crown and comes to conquer. In Matthew 24, there is a false Messiah figure coming to lead people astray. So the white horse represents the false messiahs. What about the second seal? In Revelation 6, verses 3 and 4, it says, And when he opened the second seal, I heard the second living creature say, Come. And another horse came forth, a red horse, and to him that sat thereon was given to take peace from the earth, and that they should slay one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. In Matthew 24, verse 6, it says, And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for these things must needs come to pass, but the end is not yet. So the red horse is coming to take peace and to kill one another. This corresponds to Matthew 24 in verse 6, speaking of war. What about the third seal? In Revelation 6, verses 5 and 6, it says, And when he opened the third seal, I heard the living creature saying, Come. And I saw, and behold, a black horse, and he that sat thereon had a balance in his hand. And I heard, as it were, a voice in the midst of the four living creatures, saying, A measure of wheat for a shilling, and 3 measures of barley for a shilling, and the oil and the wine hurt thou not. Back to Matthew 24, verse 7, For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. The balance and scales on the black horse have to do with severe economic hardship and famine, when it costs a whole day's wage just to eat. Kingdom will go against kingdom, bringing the whole world into economic turmoil. What about the fourth seal? Revelation 6, verses 7 and 8 say, And when he opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth living creature saying, Come. And I saw, and behold, a pale horse. And he that sat upon him, his name was Death, and Hades followed him, really Sheol. And there was given unto them authority of the fourth part of the earth, to kill with the sword, and with famine, and with death, and by wild beasts of the earth. Matthew 24, verse 7 says, And there shall be famines and earthquakes in divers places, but all these things are the beginning of travail, the beginning of sorrows. So, the fourth horse, the green or pale horse, comes to kill. He comes to kill by the sword, but also with famine, and with the death from the wild beasts of the earth. It also says that he has authority over a fourth part of the earth. So we see famines here and earthquakes, but we also see the death from wild beasts. This could be literal, as the beasts roaming around and goring people to death, but it also could mean indirectly. How many people have died as a result of eating unclean animals, or even adding unclean animal parts to medicine, food, or other products? China alone constitutes a large portion of Earth's population, and they eat all kinds of abominable animals, including birds, bats, rats, monkeys, cats. And if you include the whole world, it's very likely a large portion of the population consumes unclean animals. And we know that many diseases have come from these animals, including H1N1, SARS, Ebola, HIV, bird flu, swine flu, and yes, the coronavirus. Matthew 24 says that these are the beginnings of the birth pains and will lead up to the tribulation. Do we see any of these birth pains going on today? False messiahs? Yes. Look at Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, the Jewish rabbis, the Pope, heck, even Donald Trump. Do we have rumors and wars and rumors of wars? Yep. North Korea, Iran, Syria, Russia, China, so on. Do we have kingdom fighting against kingdom for economic superiority? Yep. Everyone's trying to collapse the US dollar. China, Russia, the European Union, and ever since the dollar went off the gold standard, it's basically worthless. And yet we keep printing money like it's water. Soon it really will be worthless, and it will cost lots of money to even have a meal. Do we have famines, diseases, and earthquakes? Yep. We have locust swarms all over Africa right now. We have famines in large portions of Asia. Our own policies are creating famines here by regulating out farmers, increasing inflation, limiting the selling of heirloom seeds, and with the economy the way it is, it's harder and harder to make ends meet, forcing us to ration what we can buy. Combine that with this notion of forced vaccinations, implantable microchips, and digital currency, and you have a recipe for essentially stopping the buying and selling if you don't have the chip. And we hear about earthquakes all the time. My friends, we are living in the end times. The time is short. We're living in the fourth seal, and many of us don't even realize it. The tribulation is soon upon us, and we better be prepared to endure to the end. That means relying on Yahusha and His Word. That also means being self-sufficient, as well as being prepared mentally for what's to come. Stay woke. If you enjoyed this teaching, smash that like button, share and subscribe, and turn on notifications. Leave a comment down below if you want to see more videos on the Book of Revelation. Thanks for watching. Till next time, Shalom.